The financial markets just got worse, and at this point, a recession seems inevitable. The Federal Reserve yet again increased the benchmark for the interest rate by another 50 basis points, officially bringing us to the highest interest rates we've had since the Great Recession in 2007. However, the outlook for this recession is a lot worse, because we are about to see even more rate hikes through 2023. The Federal Reserve is far away from being done fighting inflation anytime soon, and as a result, they've made a set of brand new policies that are about to affect literally everything, from stocks, bonds, housing prices, and even the amount that you're getting paid within your savings account. It basically means that another big thing is about to hit the markets, and the markets have already almost experienced a full-on collapse. In today's video, I will talk about the newest announcement and how this announcement is going to affect us in 2023, and of course how you can use this information to make money. If you like today's video, then please press the like button below the video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one in the future. With that being said, then let's get started. So, before we talk about the recent rate hike and the Fed's warning for 2023, then we should first be talking about the newest inflation report, because that is the reason for everything else. And once you understand this, then everything else will make a lot of sense. Since 2021, we've had one major problem, and that is the inflation that has kept on increasing month after month. And the Fed responded way too late and things got completely out of control. In 2022, the inflation reached all the way up to 9.1% in June. And the Federal Reserve made a large increase in the interest rate in order to bring it back down. And the increases in the interest rate are actually appearing to be working. Over the last 5 months, inflation has consistently been falling each month, and recently in November, the inflation was 7.1%, which is of course really high, but it was a lot lower than what was expected. All of that means that there is a lot of data suggesting that all of these rate hikes might soon come to an end. The biggest contributor to this is actually not electricity or gas, but housing prices. The overall cost of shelter increased by 0.6% month over month, which is a big deal when shelter makes up a third of the inflation rating. When you dig a little deeper, you will see that the rent index rose 0.8% month over month, and owners' equivalent rent index rose 0.7%. Besides housing, only a few other things got more expensive since last month, and those things would be apparel, tobacco, vehicle repair, telephone services, haircuts, and laundry services. All of this is a really good sign that inflation is finally starting to cool down. So, in terms of what Jerome Powell just said, then we should first go through the implications on the stock and the housing market, because the changes here are big. First, let's talk about the housing market, because the housing market is in major problems. Wells Fargo just announced that new mortgages are down by 90%, which is illustrating just how difficult getting a mortgage right now actually is, and how unaffordable it has become for the average family to own a home. And for the people who already have a mortgage, well, then defaults are rising very fast all around the world. However, the Federal Reserve is sticking to their plan of fighting inflation at all costs, and that means by increasing the interest rate. And that could make the housing market even worse. The construction of single-family homes are falling rapidly, and the total number for houses for sale right now is completely insane. However, when you're looking at the rent for those homes, well, then is the rent actually expected to decline by $9 next year, and that is because there are so many homes for sale right now, which actually means that the inflation could decrease in 2023 when all of these agreements are being renegotiated. Even though that might sound good, well, then further increases in the interest rate could mean that even more people are going to default on their mortgages. Overall, the housing market is not looking good, and they are very sensible to changes in the interest rate right now. So let's talk about the stock market. It is no surprise that a lower inflation than what was expected is making the stock prices increase. But now, with the Federal Reserve expected to continue raising their interest rate, then there is the fear that the worst is yet to come. The stock market is very much forward thinking. So if the expectations for the next year or the next 2 years changes, well, then does the market respond? And if the Federal Reserve gives anything but positive news, well, then does the market start to panic and sell off? Almost every single economic expert believe that we are going into a recession in 2023, and their expectations for the general economy is not looking good. However, the big market investors, they have known this for a long time, So all of these negative news we are hearing right now, well, that could already be priced into the market. However, the experts did not predict that the interest rates would continue by increasing that much in 2023 without being dropped down. And that have caused the stock market to fall and having to readjust to this new information. On top of that, the Fed also reduced their anticipated GDP from 1.2% to 0.5% in 2023, which basically means that we can continue to see an economic contraction over the next 12 months. Overall, it is definitely not looking good for the stock market. All of these increases in the interest rate does definitely hurt the stock market. And there is not really any good news to talk about when it comes to the stock market. But there are some things that are really important to remember when we are talking about recessions. Over the last 100 years, we've had dozens of recessions, people losing hundreds and billions of dollars, companies going bankrupt. But one thing has been constant through all of them, and that is that the economy has always recovered again. There is basically two options for us right now. We can either ride the recession out as victims and letting what is happening right now dictate our financial security, or we can choose to get educated. When looking at the past recessions, we have seen numerous of examples of people coming out ahead. A recession is basically a financial reset, and it is the best opportunity you will ever have to become rich, if you of course have the knowledge required. I have personally decided how I want to roll through this recession. I want to keep on investing, even though the markets are in free fall, because I do strongly believe that 10 years from now, I will look back on this and I will regret not having done so. That was all I had in today's video. Thank you for watching the video, and if you actually liked the video, well then please press the like button below the video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one in the future. See you in the next one.